You're all set to begin.
Thank you very much. I'll call the Monday, June 17th, 2024 meeting of the Barnstable Community Preservation Committee to order. This meeting of the Community Preservation Committee is being recorded and broadcast on the Town of Barnstable's Government Access Channel. In accordance with Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20, the chair must inquire whether anyone else is recording this meeting and to please make their presence known. Seeing none, I'll call the roll. Terry Duenas won't be with us tonight. Marilyn Fifield? Marilyn, unmute yourself and let us know you're present. Oh, well, we'll skip her for now. Deb Converse?
Here.
Catherine Garofoli?
Here.
Tom Lee?
Yeah.
Farley Lewis?
Here.
Stephen Robichaud?
Here.
Lindsay Council's here. Marilyn, are you with us yet? I'll have to give her a call and wake her up. Just an item of note, there's some confusion over the makeup of this committee with the town council. Despite the fact that it's in the enabling legislation for the Community Preservation Committee to have a member of the Park Committee as one of the permanent members, one of the 5 permanent members. For some reason in our town charter, that's not stated. And I had always believed that that was covered by the fact that we had a recreation committee. We don't have a park committee or a park commission in Barnstable. We have a recreation commission.
Right.
So I don't know. Gordon, do you know anything about that? No? Nothing? All right. Well, that's the snafu.
It probably came up at the appointments committee, but I'm not on that.
Okay. Well, that's why we haven't had someone from rec appointed. So we have 8 and we have a quorum for tonight. So we can begin. And first item is the approval of the draft Community Preservation Committee regular meeting minutes from May 20th, 2024. Any discussion? Comments, changes?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Seeing none, I'll call the roll. Marilyn Fifield, Marilyn, you with us yet? Deb Converse?
Yes.
Catherine Garofoli?
Yes.
Tom Lee?
Yes.
Farley Lewis?
Yes.
Stephen Robichaud?
Yes.
And Lindsay Council votes yes. So that's passed. Okay. The first item is a letter of intent and application combination. We were asked by the manager's office to take them up in one meeting. Has been received from the Marina Enterprise Fund, an entity that is part of the Marine and Environmental Affairs Department of the Town of Barnstable. The request is for $1,150,000 in community preservation, open space, and recreation funds for the purchase of property addressed 211 Cedar Tree Neck Road, Marston's Mills, which directly abuts the marina at Prince Cove that is owned by the Marina Enterprise Fund. Purchase of this property would allow for the phased expansion of the marina, providing residents with additional access to the water and supporting multiple recreation uses and maximizing land already owned by the town of Barnstable. Funding for any future expansions would be provided by the Marina Enterprise Fund. And we have Derek Lawson here to give us a presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, Derek Lawson, Director of Marine and Environmental Affairs for the town of Barnstable. Also joining me this evening is Harbor Master Brian Taylor. He is traveling right now, but will be available for if you have any questions. First, I'd like to share my screen, if that would be possible.
You're all set, Derek. Go ahead.
Thank you, Sarah. And if you just let me know if you can see that, that'd be great.
Yes.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, great. Thank you. So the Marina Enterprise Fund is requesting $1,150,000 for the purchase of 211 Cedar Tree Neck Road in Marston's Mills. So this is where the property is located. You can see Route 28 right up here. And then Prince Ave, which then turns into Cedar Tree Neck. Next slide. This is the property. This is the house and garage driveway and just the outline of the property there. And you can see it directly abutting the marina. So here is another visual. You can see the docks here at the marina. This is taken during the winter, so no boats are in as of yet. The marina, the bulkhead is right here. And then there is a fence that goes along in between the two properties. And then this is the home and the property at Cedar Tree Neck. This would be a strategic acquisition for waterfront property. The purchase could potentially maximize the land already owned by the town in the marina. The short-term goal is to increase access to the water and allow more parking. This marina fills up very quickly on the weekends, and we would love to be able to give folks more access to the water and allow more parking in this area. Here is just another image. You can see the marina here, and then the property that we would potentially be looking at is in this area here. The house will be evaluated and to see how we could use it, potentially use it in the future. But in the short term, what we're really trying to do is just to get more parking. The entrance and the exit of the marina right now is kind of on top of each other. When you enter into the marina, you come in through this area here. And then when you exit, you kind of come back out in the same area. What we would love to do is to look at potentially coming into the marina in this location and then exiting over on this side to try to make it a little safer. And here's the last image that I have that we use the drone for. Again, here's where you enter the marina and potential for exiting the marina over here. Any future expenses would be paid by the Marina Enterprise Fund. So this is a one-time ask for CPC funding for $1,150,000. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
You're on mute, Lindsay.
Sorry about that. Members, questions, comments?
Lindsay, just one point of order. This is this a letter of intent or is this an application? It shows kind of both on the agenda.
Yes, they wanted to bring this forward in one meeting, so it's both.
Okay.
Catherine?
Could you talk a little bit more about thoughts on what you would hope to do with the house?
Sure. Currently, the Marina Enterprise Funds builds docks that we use at the marinas. The garage there could potentially be a great spot or a building area for those docks. Again, we would have to evaluate the house, see what kind of condition the house is in, and see if it could be used. But those are the thoughts right now for the garage area. That could potentially be a great spot for us to do some building.
Stephen?
I have, well, I'm sorry, Catherine, were you finished? Sorry.
Go ahead. I've got a couple of follow-up, but go ahead first.
Okay, sorry. Two questions. I guess the first is simply, this is just for my curiosity. I've always wondered when something like this comes on the market, obviously it's a wonderful, rare opportunity for the town. That marina is such a congested area and it, provides access to so many residents in that area. Does the town get some sort of first right of refusal with this, or if somebody's quicker to the draw, could the town lose this?
Yes, they could. And that's why I believe the letter of intent and application are here this evening in one. The house was listed in April. It was a little bit more money. We've been trying to fast track this to you folks here to get this in front of you. So yes, potentially this could be sold to whomever.
Okay, great. And the next question is the most important question, I think, which is, for me, to kind of be fully in support of something like this, I like to hear about access for all, not just access for those who can afford a boat and a slip. I know the current marina is used by many who use, kayaks and just want access to the water. Can you just highlight public access and how there will be access for any member of the public and not just those that own a boat and own a slip?
Yeah, that's a good point. At the marina currently, you can access it and you can launch kayaks right there. There's a ramp dedicated just for kayaks, so people can come down there and launch them. It is utilized by so many people out there. The folks that work on the grants in the Three Bays area, they use it in the wintertime to launch their vessels right there at the boat ramp. And so there is a fee that you can pay. You can pay $10 to come down, park for the day, and launch your small boat, your kayak, your however you're accessing the water, and get out there into the Three Bays area.
Great, and obviously common sense indicates that the more space you have, the more access there will be, and the access will be increased exponentially. So, excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Carly, did you have a question?
You're muted.
Carly's muted.
Okay. Whether the existing parcel could be cleared or improved in some way so that it would provide additional parking without having to purchase a whole nother piece of land for that purpose?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
It looks to me as though that the existing parcel has lots of trees on it. I mean, I'm not advocating clear cutting the area, but is there a way to bump up a few more spaces out of what already exists there?
Okay. So in 2013-14, that marina received a new bulkhead area, and we redid the parking area at that time. It used to be just all kind of dusty and sandy, and when we put that new bulkhead in, we actually put rocks down, increased some of the parking. But I think kind of the beauty of this marina is having the trees up front and keeping it a little community quiet marina. I really like that when you're driving down the road, wow, there's a marina right here, and you really wouldn't notice that. I think the portion of the front of the property that's closest to Cedar Tree Neck is a little difficult. It's sloped, and I don't think we'd be able to grade that. And I think with the purchase of this new property, I don't think much work has to go into it at all, because towards the road, towards Cedar Tree Neck, it's pretty flat up there, and I think pretty quickly we'd be able to come up with a plan for additional parking.
I would assume you're going to have to extend a bulkhead into that area because it looks like it could flood. Is that possible?
I don't know if that's possible. That takes and requires quite a bit of permitting.
Right.
And I don't even know if that's our intention. I don't know. I don't believe right away our intention is to put a bulkhead in front of that property. We could potentially just continue utilizing the marina that we currently have, but this would allow more parking, and by the removal of the fence, allowing people to park on that side and access the two boat ramps that we have at the marina, would allow just more people to be able to use it. Because, as I said, this place gets pretty busy on the weekends, especially if you're not there by 7 o'clock in the morning. You're waiting a good amount of time for a parking spot to open.
That's hard. Yeah, it would have been nice to have seen a diagram or a schematic of what exactly you intend to do with it, just so we could visualize it better. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine, you had some follow-up questions?
It was mostly about the idea that would you intend to expand the bulkhead? And I guess for me, like, I can respect the fact that it came on the market. You're wanting to approach this pretty quickly. I guess my hesitation with this is that it's $1 million+ of our CPC funds that is dedicated for not just open space, but also recreation. And yeah, this is a huge piece of recreation for our town. I would feel better if I saw some more formal plans from your department to figure out exactly what's going to happen. But I understand that's probably not possible considering how fast the timeline is.
Yeah, again, when a piece of property like this becomes available, you really want to jump at it before, you don't have that opportunity again. And I can definitely come back in front of this group and come with some more formal plans if that is the plan. Again, we want to evaluate all options here and not really jump into it, but take our time and ensure that we're doing it correctly.
Anyone else? Questions? Deb?
Would there be added boat slips, or you would just leave it the way it is now?
Yeah, not at this time. We would leave the
Okay.
boats where it is right now.
Because I'm all for making it more public. I mean, more of us can go, not just boat owners that live in the area for a change.
Tom?
I agree with Steve and Deb. It should be allowed for the general public to use this access to water. I think this is the first major piece that we bought it to access to water. I mean, the other place that we have it is not as close as this piece. And secondly, for that proposed 1.15, if we do, can we do that as a maximum? I mean, if you can negotiate a price down, can that be a maximum that we contribute to that from the CBC? And then secondly, this is only the purchase of the land. Any improvement on the land would not be eligible for the CPC money.
That's all they're asking for, Tom, is it says in the motion that expenses for expansion would be paid by the Marina Fund. So they're covering the rest of it. Yeah. And once we allocate the dollars, that's all they're going to get from us. So
yep.
If they can get it down, well, then they'd have to give that money back because this is very specific to the request. Deb.
Okay.
And of course, the house wouldn't be used for any housing, really.
No, not at this time.
No, of course not. Okay.
Okay,
Steve?
one more thing, Mr. Lawson, am I right in saying that, if you did go to the next phase, which was talking about possibly extending the bulkhead, more slips, anything like that, would there not be public input that would be accepted for that, where the public would have a chance to express their voice?
100%.
Okay. All right. So that makes me feel better because, for me, it's like, if this was just going to be slips with dedicated spots for boat owners, it's like, I think I might be a thumbs down. But knowing that this is just to secure the land and that if it was going to go to a next step, that I'd be able to have a voice in that, that puts me at ease. So.
Yeah, we would engage through our waterways committee and take input via that method. But yes,
Okay.
100%.
All right. Yes, Catherine.
Has the seller approached the town? Is this out of this came about and you recognize the value of it as an potential asset for the town?
Yeah. So the owner unfortunately passed away. I had a relationship with him. He was always a very good neighbor and always wanted the town to purchase this property after he wasn't here anymore. And I always kept that in the back of my mind. It did go on sale. Obviously, we saw the signs. And then we did get a call saying, would the town be interested? And that's where we are right now. I know they are showing the property quite a bit. And that's why we're here tonight.
Okay. Any other discussion? Okay, at this point, I'll open it up for public comment. Anyone in the general public wish to speak to this? Is there anybody here I'm not seeing? Sarah?
No, there's no public comment that I can see. Thank you.
All right. So if we were to move this, I would recommend the motion speak to the funding as coming from first open space and recreation, then secondly from the undesignated. So that we have, there'll be 2 buckets of money that we use for this, if there's a favorable motion.
Yeah, I'm happy to take a stab at this, make a motion. I move to approve the letter of intent and application submitted by Marina Enterprise Fund for the potential purchase of the property addressed at 211 Cedar Tree Neck Road, Marston's Mills, from open space recreation first and second from undesignated, with the 2 caveats that any future expansions would be paid for by the Marina Enterprise Fund, and the second caveat that $1,150,000 is a maximum, and if the sale price is lower than that, that the difference is returned to the CPC.
Second.
Great motion.
Thank you.
Any further discussion, members? Questions? I'll call the roll. I believe Marilyn has left us. Deb Converse. Deb?
Yeah. Yes, I hear.
Marilyn's logging back in right now. If you want to wait a second, see if she gets on.
All right, I'll call her at the end. Catherine Garofoli?
Yes.
Tom Lee?
Yes.
Barley Lewis?
Yes.
Marilyn Fifield? Marilyn, you're muted. Lindsay Council votes yes, so the motion carries.
You forgot me. I'm yes.
Oh, Steve Robichaud, I'm sorry.
Yep, all good.
Forgot the guy who made the motion. What's up with
Yeah,
that?
right.
Just wanted to get that yes in, you know?
Yeah, after that great motion, how could I do that?
Oh, thank you.
Figured he'd already
Marilyn, you
voted.
with us yet? Marilyn? No, she's not unmuted. All right, so that carried all 6 members voting, or actually 5 members voting, voted in favor. So we're good to go on that. And good luck, Derek. Keep us posted, and we'll look forward to seeing a new facility there.
Okay, so it doesn't go right into application, is that correct?
No, this is passed.
Oh, all right,
This is
okay.
combined.
This is
Okay, so
all.
it's already going, okay, good.
Yep.
All right,
Goes to town council from here.
all right,
Yeah, it has to go through the 2-step town council process, but
okay.
they got to get a deposit on this thing and get it locked up is the first
Got it.
thing.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Okay,
everyone's
everyone.
time this evening. Thank you very much.
All
Mr.
right,
Chairman.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on through the application, we had no other applications. No other correspondence was received. So we'll go to project updates. The Barnstable Land Trust application for the CR has been forwarded to the town council for public hearing. That has not happened, and the Wheeler Road and Mills property closings are still looking to be scheduled. Ellen, we haven't heard from the Old Colonial Courthouse. They're still working on their project, right? Ellen, Old Colonial Courthouse?
Yes, they are. They have not asked for the last amount of their money, so
Okay.
they still are working.
And we have not heard back on my inquiry regarding the 2 playgrounds, Osterville and Centerville. We'll get Mark Marinaccio in here to give us an update on those. So, any other projects I missed or skipped? Seeing none, next thing we have is July 15th will be our annual meeting. And Alan, you were able to secure someone from the Housing Trust to give us an update on housing? Is that
Yes,
accurate?
Jillian's going to come and she's going to speak about what the trust is doing and what can be done and what other towns are doing. Basically a housing overview, basically everything she knows.
That's great. Thank you for that.
That'll be great. And the draft of the housing production plan is available online if you all want to review that.
Yeah.
They have the draft through the planning department, so you can go check that out. It's quite extensive document, but very thorough.
Yeah, and that just to add to that, that is coming to the planning board on the 24th, and it will be a public hearing, and it likely will be multiple meetings. It's a lot to go through. So
Very good. All right. Any other member items? Anything in the works? We've been put off by the land trust and structures and grounds, so we may have some busy meetings coming up. Things are going to start percolating through the town, I believe. So,
oh, great.
that will be good. Is there any public comment? Anyone out there who wishes to speak on behalf of the public? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
I'll call the roll. Deb Converse,
Yes.
Catherine Garofoli,
Yes.
Tom Lee,
Yes.
Farley Lewis,
Yes.
Steve Robichaud,
Yes.
and Lindsay Council votes yes. Thank you very much. We'll see you all at the annual meeting.
All right.
Do you
See ya.
need any help,
Thank
Lindsay?
you.